What's up everybody, it's Dragos from Strong Dragon Training. Today I want to do a video that has been very long overdue, and it's mostly directed to the people that have worked with me, my clients, my friends that know my unique way of naming exercises. Now, for every regular normal person out there, because if you work with me, you're not normal anymore. But for the regular normal people out there, when they hear the exercise called suicides, as far as I know, many think back to the basketball drill where you run and forth across the court. For speed, time, and agility, and all these other trainings. Now, when you talk to me and you've worked with me, I have used the name suicides for what people more commonly known as up, down, down. Now, this exercise is the one where you start with the elbows on the ground and you end up on your palms, and it looks similar to this one right over here. Check it out first, and I'll explain a little bit more on it. So as you can see in this exercise, my hips move as little as possible from left to right. I try to keep my core very stiff, and any other movement is zero. Alright, so now you have an idea of what the exercise looks like, and again, like I said before, most people call it up, down, down. Now, I'm way too lazy to use so many letters and words to put together or type them down when I prescribe a program, so I call them suicides. Now, the whole idea of this exercise, you haven't done it before, it is a little bit more difficult than it looks, right? So if it's your first time doing it, I suggest you do it on your knees, like in this video. This is the easier version. The only way to make it any easier than this is if your thighs are perpendicular to the floor. Now this one again, I try to move the hips and the upper body as little as possible from left to right, keep the core stiff, and just keep on going even on both arms. When one knee goes down, I prefer to keep the same knee down as the arm that is working, and when I switch arms, I prefer to also switch knees, just so I can maintain a proper balance in the core and the hips. Imbalances are very dangerous and can be very bad for later down the road. Try to keep as balanced as possible. So the whole point behind this exercise is to give you an upper body, kind of a full upper body workout, right? Specifically, it's targeted towards your core, because when you're either at the bottom or at the top and you don't have your knees down, it's almost like you're doing a plank, right? So your core needs to be tight, abs sucked in, and keep your body from, keep your hips and your butt from moving too much, okay? So you don't want to have a wiggle lift from the elbow position to the palm position. Now, the other thing that obviously, as you can tell, you're working chest, triceps, biceps, back. Everything is working together to stabilize it and to make it fast, right? So don't put the hands too far forward. Keep the elbows just underneath the shoulders like you do for a plank. When you're at the top, the palms end up underneath the shoulders as well, just like you would when you're prepared to do a push-up, right? A shoulder width, palm apart push-up. Coming down also, how I explain this one is when I prescribe it is you do 10 per arm or 20 per arm or whatever the program involves. So when I say 10 per arm or 20 per arm, that means you lead with one arm. So you start with your left, for example, you come up putting the left palm down first, and you come down putting the left elbow down first. You do 10 or 15 or 20 of those, whatever the program requires, and then you go to the other arm. You have to lead with both arms, because you see when you lift up, most of the tension, even though the arm that is lagging does give a little bit of support when extending to lift you up, and when coming down take some of the other pressure off, it's still the leading arm that takes most of the pressure lifting up and most of the body weight coming down. So be careful when you do with that arm. Keep the joints, everything just in position, ready. Don't loosen up, don't let loose the core. You don't want to injure your shoulder, don't want to injure your elbows, don't want to injure your lower back especially. So everything has to be tight and prepared and put together so that you can do it fast and strong. Okay, so that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to build to have it very quickly, like I've done in the video before, but also very controlled. You don't want to be all over the place. Now, the second video that I've shown you is with the knees down. So they're very hard to have a middle point with this exercise. So either it's relatively easy when you have the knees down, even if you have one knee down, it's quite easy, to really difficult if you have both knees up. Okay, so try every time, if you're the first time doing it and you're not strong to do the knees off, put the knees down and do more, double the amount of what you would think. So if a person does, for example, 10 with the knees up, put the knees down if you can't do that and do 20. Okay, try to build up towards that, right? The whole thing of the matter is, if you are trying to get from knees down to knees up, do not allow your knees to bend while you're doing the lifting position. So if it's your first time attempting with the knees straight off the ground, don't let them bend when you're in the middle of the movement. So when coming up, the knees have to stay straight. Your bum and your hips cannot wiggle side to side coming up. And your upper body and your back cannot have like you have bones sticking out of your back and elbows up or shoulders, any weird place. You should be like a plank coming up and coming down, right? So from a low plank to a high plank, or from a low plank to a push-up form, whatever you want to call it, just make sure that everything is tight, straight, and put together, okay? So try this exercise, guys. It's great for the core, but also if you do it fast and it's tight and very controlled, you'll get a good cardio effect out of it as well. So you'll feel the muscle burning, you'll feel your heart running, and you will sweat like crazy. I generally prescribe this exercise as a superset to things like push-ups, or when you're doing dips, or really any exercise, obviously minus legs. You can superset this exercise with the suicides. You can superset them with, and really get that cardio effect and get that muscle burning a little bit extra more as part of your workout. So give it a shot. Let me know how you do it. Let me know how you like it. Let me know which level you're at. And as always, you have any questions, pop them up in the comment section below. I will get back to any kind of question you guys have as soon as I can. Like, subscribe, and I'll be back with way more videos, way more exercise, and way more weird names for exercises you probably know or don't know. Who knows? All right, I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, click like and subscribe, and follow my social media pages. I try to update as often as possible with new exercises and to explain some of the more common exercises out there, how to do them correctly.